Hello guys, Kimushiser here, bringing you another Elden Ring build, and this one going to be a pure face lightning build. With this build, you will command the powers of the old dragons, smiting enemies unfortunate enough to cross your path. This is a late game, new game plus build, but you can have it up and running before some of the most challenging encounters in the game. Building a pure face build is not the only way to deal massive amount of lightning damage in the game. There are weapons as well as ashes of war that enable you to do just that. However, not on the same scale of what a pure face lightning build can achieve. Before we start, I want to thank you guys for your amazing support. Listening to constructive feedback is my number one priority. I am grateful to anyone who took some of their time to like, comment and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for your support. Without any further delay, let's jump right in. Most of the incantations we are using in this build come from the Dragon Cult school. The first incantation we are looking at is the Ancient Dragon's Lightning Strike. It summons a red bolt of lightning that scatters and spreads around your character, dealing massive amount of lightning damage to any enemy it comes across. Charging the spell does increase the travel distance and the frequency of which the lightning strikes. I found it very unreliable as an AoE incantation, since the lightning bolt scatter can leave some enemies around you completely unharmed. However, when used against large enemies, it quickly becomes one of the best single target damage dealing incantation in the game. The lightning bolt travels through your target, dealing its damage several times, and can potentially one-shot your target. In patch 1.04, they reduced its recovery time. To learn the Ancient Dragon's Lightning Strike, obtain the Ancient Dragon Prayer Book found in Crumbling Farm Azula, close to the Tempest-facing balcony Grace location. Then turn it into Muriel, Pastor of Vows, at the Church of Vows. After that, you can learn the incantation directly from him. Fortissax's Lightning Spear has one of the best looking casting animation in the game. You rise in the air, summoning two fork-shaped lightning spears in each hand, stabbing the ground with one after another, dealing immense damage in the impact area, and creating a trail of lightning with each spear that damage enemies in their path. I really enjoy free aiming this incantation while in the air, rotating my character and choosing exactly where each spear going to land. To get the most results out of this incantation, try to cast it on top of your target. To get the Fortissax's Lightning Spear, obtain the Remembrance of the Lich Dragon and trade it with Enya at the Round Table Hall. Another great incantation from the Dragon Cult school is Lannseax's Glaive. You jump in the air, summoning a lightning glaive that strikes in a sweep motion, dealing damage to enemies in a white arc in front of you, and unleash trails of lightning. The glaive deals noticeably more damage to enemies in your melee range, while dealing a moderate amount of damage to those far off. You can also rotate your character while in the air, choosing precisely where the glaive going to strike, and making sure no enemy escapes your wrath. To obtain the Lannseax's Glaive, travel to the Rampart Side Path Grace location and make your way up the hill, where you will encounter the Ancient Dragon Lannseax. Defeating her will award you the incantation. It is important to mention that both the Fortissax's Lightning Spear and the Lannseax's Glaive received positive changes in patch 1.04. But the most notable is increasing the amount of damage you can withstand before the enemy interrupts your cast. Having hyper armor while casting either of these two incantations is a godsend, and totally making this build a lot more viable. We are also using Horned Bolt in our build. When cast, it summons a bolt of lightning striking your enemy from above. The initial cast of Horned Bolt is slow, but every consecutive cast is very fast. Not only you can use this incantation to overwhelm your enemy and deliver great amount of damage in such a small period of time, but you can also use it to chain cast other incantations in this build, speeding up their startup casting animation. It is such a great mechanic and game changer to say the least. Of course, we can't have a lightning build without a good old-fashioned lightning spear. It has a good range and fast cast speed. Charging up Lightning Spear will not only give it more damage, but will also cause a small blast on impact, damaging any nearby enemy close to your target. Along with Horned Bolt, you will be able to resolve all your minor and ranged conflicts. And since they are both very FP efficient, you won't really feel the need to have a melee weapon equipped. You can learn Horned Bolt, Lightning Spear, as well as Electrify Armament very early in the game, after obtaining the Dragon Cult Prayer Book and hand it over to Muriel at the Church of Vows. It drops from a knight patrolling south of Lorenia of the Lakes, over here on the map. The main piece of equipment we are using in our build is the Gravel Stone Seal. It increases the damage of the Dragon Cult Incantations by 15%. You can also stack another seal which leads roughly to plus 32% lightning damage increase. It is also worth mentioning that at 80 face, it still outperforms the Earth Tree Seal. You can easily obtain the Gravel Stone Seal from a knight located next to the fortified manor in Lindel, Royal Capital. To get the second seal, either have a friend trading you one, or start New Game Plus and get the second one. You can also just use the Jellyfish Shield instead and buff yourself with Contagious Fury, increasing all your damage by 20%. It goes without saying that you don't need to upgrade the second seal or the Jellyfish Shield to receive the full stacking damage increase. My starter class here is the Vagabond and my level is 150. Vigor is at 50, Mind is at 40, and Face is at 80. My endurance is tailored for my equipment load. I didn't invest in either strength or dexterity because I wanted a pure face lightning build. However, I will provide you with many weapon options. My armor is the Elden Lord set, but you can choose whatever you like. You get this one from Enya at the Round Table Hold, after defeating Godfrey, first Elden Lord. I am using the Flux Canvas Talisman, increasing the potency of incantations by 8%. Lightning Scorpion Charm, boosting lightning damage by 12%. Godfrey icon will increase the damage to charge spell, as well as weapon skills by 15%. You can also use the Ritual Sword Talisman to further increase your damage while your health is full, or Radagon icon to enhance your cast speed. We are also using a couple of incantations to further improve our build. Golden Vow, increasing all your damage done by 15%, while increasing damage negation by 10% in PvE. Howl of Shabriri, increasing all your damage by 25%, but comes with plus 30% increased damage taken from all sources penalty, so make sure your summon or a friend is tanking the boss. Also make sure you are using Lightning Shrouding Cracked Tier in the Wondrous Physic mix for 20% increase to lightning damage in PvE. As for a melee weapon, Bolt of Lannseax at first looks like an obvious choice for our build. It has great lightning damage and range. However, the problem with this weapon or any other weapon in the game that comes with lightning damage is that phase plays no role whatsoever in influencing the lightning damage on those weapons. The lightning damage on those weapons scales primarily of dexterity. So my recommendation is to use one of the amazing weapons in the game that scales directly with phase, like the Blasphemous Blade or the Golden Order Great Sword. Another great option is to use any normal weapon that can be buffed with Electrify Armament, like the Guardian's Sword Spear. That's the only way in the game where you can add lightning damage to your weapon that scales directly with incantation scaling, aka Face. With this method, you can also choose any Ashcore in the game to further customize the build to your liking. In the end, what I really want to say, and I can't stress this enough, there is no one-size-fits-them-all build. Although the Dancing Blade build on my channel took a good swing at that statement. So if you are having trouble overcoming any fight with this build, you can consult some of the other builds on my channel. I'm sorry for taking a lot of your time, guys. If you have any questions regarding this build, please let me know. I am always open for feedback and recommendations on how to further improve this build or my content in general. Thanks for watching and have a great day.